Hi, welcome to the Has-Beens podcast. I'm Holland.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Skylar.
Today's topic is we have a special episode today. We are talking mainly and strictly about the Gabby Petito case. There will be no talk about band stories or weather forecasting or movie characters or anything. We are strictly talking about the Gabby Petito case.
Alright, so,
Tyler.
yes, alright. I didn't know if y'all were going to talk to me or what.
Before you say something, I have a quick fan story. I'm kidding.
No. You know, last time we done a Gabby Petito episode, it turned bad. So we're going to try not to make this one turn bad, alright? So I'm going to give a quick timeline of the case. And when I say quick, I mean probably 5 minutes. So, alright, July 2nd.
Wait. I need to time you on this. I will time you.
I'm going to get timed, y'all. Alright, here we go.
Yep.
Are you ready, Adam?
And go.
Alright, July 2nd, Gabby and Brian leave on a month-long road trip from Blue Point, Long Island, New York, driving Gabby's van. Early August, they made it to Utah. August 12th was the big Moab incident where they got in the domestic violence call. Gabby almost got charged with domestic violence. Don't ask me why. That's Moab police's thing. August 17th, Laundry flies home from Salt Lake City alone as he goes back to pick up some items as well as empty and close a storage unit to save money. This is according to Stephen Bertolino, the family attorney, so you take with that what you want to. August 19th, the couple post their first and only video on their YouTube channel where they documented their fan life, a popular lifestyle, and genre on the platform. Yes, I'm reading off of a news article. August 23rd, Laundry flies back to Utah to rejoin Gabby. The couple shared expenses and split the price of the flight. August 25th, Petito and Laundry at the Grand Teton National Park. The last photos are posted on Petito's Instagram page of her disappearance. It's also the last day she spoke to her mother directly over the phone. This is also the day that those happy Halloween pictures were posted. That's that last post that was referencing to. Something's not in this, but I want to do it myself. August 27th, they had the fight at the Wyoming restaurant in Jackson, Wyoming. The video, what me and Holland think is a creepy video of the van with the door shutting when you put it in slow motion. That also was taken August 27th. So I think that's all it was on August 27th. August 29th, Laundry was hitchhiking at Do what?
2 minutes.
Right.
2 minutes.
August 29th, Laundry hitchhikes at the Grand Teton National Park with a woman and her boyfriend heading to Jackson. According to videos posted to the app TikTok, following Gabby's disappearance, he says Laundry told him he had been camping for multiple days without his fiancée while she was working on their social media page back at their van. Laundry then, quote-unquote, freaked out when the couple says they're driving to Jackson Hole, which is the same place as Jackson, and immediately has them pull over to leave him at the Jackson Dam, saying he'll find him on the ride. The woman later says it's odd that for someone who said he had been camping, Laundry didn't look or smell dirty and had surprisingly little equipment. Laundry told them he had only packed a tarp to sleep on. Alright, interesting. We're back to August 27th. This timeline's weird. Petito's mother gets a text from her daughter's phone but never speaks directly to Petito. This is the text. This is not the no service in Yosemite text. This is the text about her grandfather when he called him Stan. They were heading to Grand Teton National Park. This is the day they got in the fight at the restaurant. Supposedly they arrived on foot, according to the manager, and did not have a van. The van was not in the parking lot. Interesting. I did not know that. Law enforcement says they haven't heard from anyone who saw Petito and Laundry after this dinner. August 30th was the no service in Yosemite text, which they found odd, the parents. September 1st, Laundry arrived back home with the van in Florida. Petito was not with him. On September 4th, Laundry purchases a new cell phone with an AT&T plan. According to the family attorney, this was not a burner cell phone. September 6th, 7th, and 8th, Brian and his parents go for an overnight camping trip at Fort DeSoto Park in Florida. An attorney for the Laundrie family says all three are said to have left the campground together. However, Pinellas County records
1 minute left.
Brian does not bring the newly purchased cell phone on the camping trip. September 11th, Petito's family reported Gabby missing. Northport police visit the Laundrie home for the first time, and the Laundries hand their attorney's business card out the door and says, "Talk to him." September 13th, in Florida, Brian Laundrie leaves for a hike at the nearby nature preserve that's called Carlton Reserve. I'm not going off that timer, so don't even. September 14th, Laundrie family releases a statement. Says, on behalf of the Laundrie family, it's our hope that the search for Miss Petito is successful, that Miss Petito is united with her family. Obviously, at this time, did Brian know she was dead? That's, something we don't know. Technically, we don't know it. Search warrant is executed on the van Petito and Laundrie used for their trip with an external hard drive discovered. The Laundrie family goes to the nature preserve to look for Brian, finds his car there with a note from police to move it. They leave it there for Brian to drive back home, according to the family attorney. A lawyer for the Laundrie on September 15th, Stephen Bertolino, says they are remaining in the background and will have no further comment. Police say Laundrie still has not talked with him or cooperated in the investigation, but is named a person of interest. Gabby's family released a statement commending Laundrie for not aiding in the search. This same day, after Laundrie does not come home, the family picks up the car he drove, a Ford Mustang, and drives it back to their house. September 16th, Petito's stepfather searched for her in Wyoming as FBI and other law enforcement attempt to trace Laundrie's step from Wyoming back to Florida. Petito family pins letter to Laundrie family pleading with them to tell us if they're even looking in the right place. September 17th, Laundrie family requests to speak with investigators that evening. Later in the night, Northport police and FBI say that Brian Laundrie is now missing, and his parents haven't seen him since September 13th, though initially that date was September 14th. Gabby's family releases a statement saying, in quote, Brian is not missing, he is hiding. Gabby is missing, in quote. September 19th, authorities say a body discovered in Wyoming is believed to be Gabby Petito. September 20th, that's the day that after they found her body, they executed a search warrant on the home of Brian Laundrie. This came hours after local police said they would not keep searching for him in a nearby nature reserve, as they had been all weekend long. Investigators gained permission to access contents of an external hard drive. September 21st, they officially confirmed that the remains found in the Grand Teton National Park is of Gabby Petito and ruled her death a homicide. September 23rd, search efforts in the Carlton Preserve continued for a third straight day. Nothing connected to the case was found as of mid-afternoon. The FBI announced that a federal grand jury charged Laundrie the previous day on the charge of debit card fraud. Earlier that day, police in Moab, Utah, also announced the launch of an internal probe into their handling of the August 12th domestic violence incident. September 24th, Northport, Florida police returned to the Carlton Reserve as the manhunt intensifies. September 26th, FBI officers returned to the home of the Laundrie family to collect personal items for the purpose of DNA matching, a lawyer, Stephen Bertolino, said. October 6th, Brian Laundrie's parents tells investigators may have last seen their son on September 13th, September 14th. The family attorney, Stephen Bertolino, I won't say anything about him right now, that's during our discussion topic, issued a statement saying the parents had based that original date on their recollection of certain events, like father communication with the FBI and confirmation of the Mustang being at the Laundrie residence on Wednesday, September 15th. They believe the day Brian left to hike was Monday, September 13th. Brian Laundrie's father joined FBI and other law enforcement, this is on October 7th, in person for the first time searched Carlton Reserve. Chris was asked to point out any favorite trails or spots that Brian may have used in the preserve. Bertolino said, that's the lawyer. October 12th, the Wyoming coroner Dr. Blue ruled Gabby Petito's death a homicide. That had already been ruled. She was strangled and likely died 3 to 4 weeks before her body was found in mid-September. Lines up perfectly. October 19th, the Mahatchee Creek Environmental Park, the Florida park where a silver Mustang like the one Brian Laundrie allegedly drove to go to a hiking spot the day he vanished was abandoned, reopened to the public after a nearly month-long closure. October 20th, FBI confirms human remains, a notebook and a backpack were found in Mahatchee Creek Environmental Park. The remains were examined by a coroner to determine who they belonged to, and the park was closed again without a notice. The development comes after Chris and Roberta Laundrie, which is Brian's parents, searched the area and found quote-unquote some articles belonging to their son, the family attorney said. I want to stop here timeline-wise for just a minute. So, Adam, if you're still timing me, stop your timer. This is comment, not timeline.
I think he stopped timing you at this
Yeah, at this point, it's probably not worth it. We're already to 8:12. Even though I've been going for
it was double the time you said.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I've got to make a quick comment. Want to note, Brian's parents led them to their son's human remains and quote-unquote articles belonging to Brian, including a notebook, within about 30 minutes. They led them straight to the spot. So, just wanted to note that. I'll continue and comment on that here in a little bit. October 21st, this is the last day in the timeline. Partial human remains recovered a day ago at the Florida Environmental Park where Brian Laundrie was last believed to where Brian Laundrie was last believed to have been was described as skeletal. The Northport police spokesperson confirmed. Law enforcement sources said they included part of a skull. A few hours later, the FBI, along with family attorney for the Laundrie, Stephen Bartolino, announced that dental records confirmed that the human remains recovered were Brian Laundrie's. I want to note, just a couple days ago, this ain't in the timeline, but why not go ahead and say it. Brian's family left Northport along with Brian's sister Cassie and her family left Florida. Or I'm not going to say they left Florida. They left their home to go to a place privately to grieve the loss. They was gone for a whole night, came back the next day. I'm done with the timeline. Discussion.
That took maybe 11 minutes, 12 minutes.
Alright, it took a while.
When I said recap before the stream started, I expected a quick one. Maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes would have been okay, but Skylar.
Well, hey.
Skylar.
Adam.
It was nearly 10 minutes.
You know what? Who cares? Alright, so y'all can go ahead and open up discussion, because if I open it up, I will be talking for another 15.
Okay, so the Brian's body remains were found, right?
Yes.
And you said something.
Been alive.
Yes. And you said something about next to his body there was something that looked like Gabby's water bottle.
Yes, and I didn't get to that in the timeline. We talked about that before the stream, and I tried to get. I'll be honest. I messaged the person that found the water bottle, and I did not get a response about getting them on the podcast. And if I can have them on here next week, I will have them on here. It's kind of hard to get in contact with someone that has 1.5 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
But she went out after the remains were found, after the park was opened back up to the public. It was a few days ago. She went out and she found a water bottle. This water bottle, if you go back to the YouTube video, the 7-minute, 48-second YouTube video, the one and only is on Gabby and Brian's channel. Go back to that video and you'll see the water bottle in the back of the van. That water bottle that she found in the Carlton Reserve, she posted a video on her TikTok of her finding it. The exact same water bottle. It's the exact same water bottle.
But if the police were there and they went to the scene where the remains were found, wouldn't they have seen the water bottle beforehand?
It was kind of like deep in the grass. Yeah, you had to really be looking. And look, they had been searching for a month and they hadn't found his remains, but the parents can go in there in 30 minutes and find them. Like, obvious, I'm not going to say they haven't been searching good. The area was previously underwater. So, that is why they supposedly didn't find it before. find the remains before. I don't know. It seems odd to me. Within 30 minutes, the parents go in there and find a skull belonging to their son, his notebook, his backpack, and everything else.
Yeah.
That is,
But it's not closed yet. Like they haven't said who has or hasn't done it.
no, this case is not closed. It is just, we've reached a climax, I guess, in it. Because the FBI has not confirmed that Brian killed Gabby. They haven't confirmed it. Now, if you go to anyone on the street and you say that knows about this case and you say, did Brian Laundrie kill Gabby Petito? What are they going to say? Yeah. Because who does the evidence that the public has right now, which isn't, somewhat is a lot, but somewhat isn't. What is, who does it point toward? Like, it couldn't be anyone else. And he's the only person of interest, according to the FBI, in the homicide of Gabby Petito. And strangulation. It was manual strangulation. It wasn't done with, like, a rope or anything like that. It was manual strangulation.
And I feel like this case, like he literally didn't even try and hide it. Like he was the most suspicious ever. Like he returned home, lawyered up so quick, and then just disappeared. Like
The
of
cops
course
come to
people.
the door with the missing person report, and you're able to go ahead and hand them the lawyer's card?
Exactly. Like I feel like he just did everything to make himself look suspicious. Like of course people are gonna think that you did it whenever you did all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
And
like
then you go for the hike and never return. But here's what got me. The Northport police say, well, the reason we thought we knew where Brian was because when that Mustang returned home, we thought we saw Brian get out of it, not his mom. The cameras see his mom getting out of it, the news cameras that was there. And if you put a picture of Brian here and his mom here, I don't have that on my computer, I'll put it up on screen. They're built different.
yeah.
But just because she had a ball cap on, a hat, just a hat, which I've seen her wear before in pictures, they think it's oh my, it's Brian. That's Brian. They are built way different. There is no way you can mistake them two.
Yeah.
And the lawyer, I'm just gonna stick to his name and not call him what I want to call him, Stephen Bertolino, comes out when Northport Police Public Information Officer Josh Taylor releases that statement of the mistake they made. And he said, well, I don't know how you can mistake those two, and I somewhat agree with him on that. But this is one thing that has been interesting. And Bernardino, the lawyer, has done media interviews since Brian remains have been found. He wouldn't really discuss Gabby. He would only discuss kind of what's happened to Brian. He really wouldn't discuss the Gabby case. He said at this time it's not the appropriate time to do that because they're grieving the loss of Brian right now because he knew Brian personally. He went on a 45-minute interview with Ashley Banfield in News Nation for her entire 10 o'clock show. And he was disrespectful on that one. There's been another one where he has cussed on the interview. They had to bleep it out. Luckily, that one wasn't live like the Banfield one. The Banfield one made me mad watching it.
Yeah.
Look,
Wait, who was being interviewed? Was it Brian or like his lawyer?
His lawyer. This is after Brian's remains have been found.
Okay.
It was his lawyer. It made me mad. Like, you're out here and you're being disrespectful to the reporter.
Yeah.
And
Like what?
when all she's trying to do is get answers. And then they didn't finish their conversation in 45 minutes. She said, I want you back on my show Monday. She said, I've got 20 seconds left in this show before I have to switch to whatever the 11 o'clock News Nation programming is. But I want you back on my show Monday. And he declined. He wouldn't come back. He said, someone else wants me Monday night.
Yeah,
no one else wants you Monday night. You don't like Ashley because she presses for the actual hard questions. That's one reason I did not try to get Stephen Bertolino on this podcast. Because I thought about it, but I said no, it wouldn't go too well.
Yeah, no, I can just imagine you, like.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah,
Because I
no.
would drill the dude. Like,
Yeah,
look,
and
I'm hard
that's like
pressed.
one thing is that
And
you're
then,
probably
and then he would cuss us, us
No,
little
he
children.
only said a couple cuss words, and he said them. I mean, it was 30 minutes after they found the remains when he said them. He didn't cuss in any interview after that. It was his first interview. He was upset, and I don't think it. I'm trying to think of how to say this without saying the word he said. It doesn't mean you should go on an interview and say bull crap. He did not say that. He said bull something else.
yeah,
But that doesn't mean you do that. I understand you knew Brian since he was little, whatever. You've known his family for, what, 25 years, I think he said. But you don't go, but if you're not ready to go on interviews and all you're going to do is go be disrespectful to reporters and cuss and do all that, don't even go. Don't even do the interviews.
yeah. And like public appearance, like especially in a lot of cases, means a lot. Like which lawyer you choose, and how they represent you, like means a lot. So if you choose a lawyer that is like very disrespectful or like says stuff that isn't really appropriate, then it looks
Why
bad
do you
on
hire a real estate lawyer for a criminal justice case?
exactly. And the fact that I didn't know that the lawyer knew like Brian like personally.
Yeah.
Like, aren't lawyers supposed to, like? I mean, you can have your personal lawyer, but like, I don't know.
In any conversation, and he goes back to the attorney-client privilege on almost every single question. And I get the attorney-client privilege, but there is some stuff that is not attorney-client privilege. Before September 11th, when Gabby was reported missing, any conversations he had with Brian before that was not attorney-client privilege. And he keeps trying to say they are. And he won't say anything. It is very, very interesting on how Bertolino acts. Look, I've watched a good hour of interviews with reporters and him. I've been invested in this case, and I've invested a lot of time watching a lot of footage.
Yeah.
I've spent hours, not all at once, but over the span of the month, about a month now, I have spent hours watching footage, body cam footage, um, interviews, TV shows. I think I've watched another podcast on it. I watch Brian Enton almost every time he goes live on Twitter and everything. I'm watching another hour special on News Nation tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, which I encourage people to check out if you like this, if you're interested in the case. Not really like the case, I guess, but interested in it. Because Brian will do a great special on that tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on News Nation. It's just interesting, though, how the lawyer, in every single interview, he didn't act different. He was almost the same in every single interview. He just wasn't I'm trying to think of how to say this. The respectful lawyer, that, I don't know. I can't say too much because I'm going to end up going off on something on him, and, that won't be good.
Yeah, that most definitely won't be good. I can't believe you actually considered about bringing him on the case because I
Look,
can't imagine.
I thought for about 5 minutes on it, and I said,
Yeah,
this won't
why?
be good.
Why?
But look, it would make for some good content.
The
We want
content.
100 subscribers, don't we? But I
It
also,
would make for some like good like drama content, but then
but
like
it wouldn't be good. I would
no, it
personally,
would not be
I
good at
would
all.
personally invest in a censor if I had to bring him on, because I would use it on myself. I would have to mute my
The
mind.
difference between,
Oh my gosh.
the difference between that the reporter and her thing, and our podcast is that she has a limit. We don't have a limit. We'll stay on here for 3 hours.
We don't have a limit. No, I mean, look, if I got him on this
You guys
podcast
don't have
and he wanted to keep talking for 3 hours, I'd drill the guy for 3 hours. But by the time the first 15 minutes was up, he would want to leave. I'm telling you, because I would drill him. And when he
you
started talking,
would. And me and
he's
Adam would
almost
just be
teasing me now.
like,
No, I would give you guys the opportunity to ask questions, but you guys would have to go first.
Yeah, we would like ask like a really like moderate question, so then you'd be like, "Why are you defending like this?" And you would go on.
Yeah, you gotta make sure he
What
don't
was
leave
going
before I get to
your
him.
head?
Huh?
Because you would have to make sure he doesn't leave when I get to him, because when I get to him, he's gonna get drilled for
Yeah.
a good hour. I don't care how long
You
he's got to
guys,
ask me questions for.
you guys might not have a limit, but I have a limit. Okay.
You know, I don't have a limit. I will sit here. If he wants to sit here with me all night and talk to me about this case, I will stay up all night and sit here with him and talk about this
He'll
case.
start telling. He'll start telling us, "Don't you guys have a bedtime?"
And you know what I say? No, I don't. I'm 14,
No, I don't.
and no, I don't.
Stay up till
I will
I
stay
woke
up
up
as long
late
as I want to.
anyway. I woke up late for school anyway.
like I'm in this. I'm in my comfortable chair. I will sit here all night with you, dude.
I
I'm not
I
afraid.
think it would look really bad on him if he started arguing with a bunch of teenagers. I think that was like extremely bad on his part.
You know, though. I mean, I think everything he's done so far has looked bad. So I mean, can anything really make him look too much worse? That's you know. Yeah, it would be.
Arguing with a bunch of teens.
A couple people I tried to get on the show. Brian Enton was one of them. JB Buno from WFLA was one of them I tried to contact to get on the show. The girl that found, her name's Olivia, the one that found Gabby's water bottle in the reserve, contacted her. I meant to contact someone else and didn't. And I wish I would have now, that I think about it. But we might have to have like another special at some point once we find out more information and I start
We're just gonna this is just gonna be the new podcast. It's just the Gabby Petito podcast.
Well, I don't want to do a whole long special again unless we have new information. Now, once they say who actually killed Gabby, which I think we all know who that is, officially we don't. Officially we do.
Imagine some weird like scenario where we all get proven wrong, and so like we just put like all the blame on Brian, and it turns out not to be him. Like that would honestly.
I personally would invite the attorney on then, and I would apologize to him. Like, if that actually does happen, I would invite the attorney on and apologize to him. I would have to, because then I would feel bad.
Just be like, hey, I'm sorry for all the words I didn't say, but reference that I was going to say.
And what I said, because, like, look, we all thought it gets Ryan, and then if it's not, like, I would get him on here one Wednesday night, and I would apologize to him. Like, I don't care if we had to do if I had to get on here an hour early to do it, I would do it. Because we've all accused Brian, and it wouldn't be him. But, I mean, again, what evidence points toward it being someone else?
Okay, but now, there's like a lingering question that's been just roaming through my mind since the entire thing started. Why would he set up like so much evidence against himself? And then
I think a lot of the evidence.
Why would he do that? And then what even strengthened that question is like another question, which was why he's dead now, and how did that happen?
Well, you can't charge him.
Like,
you can't charge him with a crime. I mean, he's dead. You can't take him to jail. I mean, I wish he was alive. I think we'd have more answers. You can't take him to jail. But what you can do is you can come out and say the case is closed and Brian Laundrie is the one that killed Gabby Petito. That's what you can do.
I feel like his family should be charged because they helped him.
See, and here's the thing, and lawyers, FBI agents on these shows have said this, you've got to have the right evidence to charge someone with aiding and abetting. Is there evidence that they helped him clean the van? Is there evidence? I mean, you got to know the evidence. Here's what I am interested. The FBI says the notebook, or Northport Police, says the notebook that they do believe it is salvageable. They will be able to see what was in it. I know we will never know what's in it as the public, general public. But I want to know what is in that notebook. I think a lot of the evidence the FBI needs is right in that notebook, including a possible confession and a suicide letter. Personally, though, I'm kind of like Gabby's dad, and I'm not going to say the exact words that Gabby's dad says, because I don't know if it's appropriate to say it on the podcast.
Probably not.
But
Oh,
it's Gabby's biological dad, and he says Brian won't kill himself, and I kind of thought that too. I don't think Brian had the guts to kill himself. I didn't think that. I honestly didn't.
Okay.
I don't think yeah, because I don't.
You know what? I'm gonna say what Gabby's dad said on here, because I don't care. We're on YouTube. I've got it marked. It's not made for kids. If a kid is watching this, that's their fault, I guess. If a kid is watching this, that's not hard this word. That's their fault. Brian's a coward. Okay. That's what Gabby's dad said. That's why I don't believe he killed himself. He's a coward. There. I said it. I'm done.
But it was proven that the remains were his, right?
It was, but that does not mean he killed himself.
True.
What gets me about him killing himself, it was skeletal remains and bones scattered. I think a wild animal got him. I don't think he killed himself. There.
But, like, how many people actually die from wild animals? Like, for real, though.
We are talking about Florida, and we're talking about gators. We're talking about...
True.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, honestly, though,
Brian is a coward. Do you really think he would kill himself?
Yeah. I'm not trying to, like, joke about this, but can you imagine, though, like, murdering someone and then just dying by an animal? Like, it's a bit ironic. Like,
All right.
a bit.
I won't say what the statement is, but karma gets you. Karma gets you. That's all I gotta say on that one. You know what? If an animal got him, and this is bad for me to say this, and I probably shouldn't say this, but after what and again, I will apologize for this if this comes out that he did not kill Gabby and some weird coincidence happened.
We have to do this big apology.
The whole podcast will be my apology. Sorry, but I hope Brian, if he killed Gabby, I hope he went through a long, painful death. Sorry. So there.
Totally. Okay.
Okay.
I said it. But I mean, look. After you do what you've done, and then you won't even talk to her family, like, and at least, like, if you've done it, at least be a good suspect and act well and act like you didn't do it if you want to get away with it.
I swear, this is gonna come back that he was, like, framed and that, like, someone else actually, like, you know how horrible that's gonna be?
On me, it's gonna be
yeah, especially you.
I'm out here. But look, I agree with Brian. I agree with Gabby's dad on what he said. I do think, I just don't know if Brian would kill himself or not. I just don't think so. And look, Gabby's dad knew Brian better than I do, obviously. But
I feel like an animal probably killed him.
I mean, look, it was flooded. You were in a Florida reserve, swamp, whatever you want to call the darn thing. A gator could have got to him. I'm trying to think of other wild animals in Florida. It's Florida. I don't really know. A gator could have got to him. Whatever got to him. Here's what got me with it not being suicide. First of all, Brian's a coward. Alright, I said it there. Said it again. I don't care. I'll say it 50,000 more times if I have to get my point across. But there were bones scattered. That's not a suicide. Sorry, I don't care how he killed it. If it is suicide, I don't care how he killed himself. I don't think his bones would have been scattered. Because
Yeah.
when that girl, Olivia, when she went out there and found that water bottle, she found more bones that the FBI hadn't found yet. She had to call the cops. And then at first the cops told her to throw the water bottle away. She's like, it's
The
Gabby's. I
cops
got
told
the
her.
proof right here.
The cops told her to throw away potential evidence.
Yes, it was Gabby's water bottle. Oh
That
my
makes
God.
that makes
This
sense.
isn't gonna go well. I'm telling you, this isn't gonna go well. I don't know why I brought up this idea of a Gabby Petito long special.
No, this was literally your idea, and you're just gonna lose it at the end. You're just gonna start screaming.
I hope not. Look, that's my thing here is um my thing is I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying to not regret what I say here. That's why I'm kind of stuttering a little bit. If I can keep my AirPod in my ear. Alright. Yeah. Brian's a coward. I don't think he had the guts to kill himself. I think a wild animal got him there. You guys want to discuss it a little bit before I go off the deep end?
Okay, let's go to a lighter topic. One of the conspiracy theories about what was it? Her grandfather?
Oh, yeah, let's go to that. So the text on August
I
27th.
don't know if I believe like the
I,
reason behind
I don't know if I believe this theory because it is a little extreme, but it's kind of interesting. So her grandfather, she never referred to him as Stan. She said, "How is Stan doing?" Okay, in the text, she always referred to him as Grandpa, whatever she called her grandfather, you know. So she referred to him as Stan. Now, some TikTok, I don't know, person out there, and I don't know who it was, but had this theory. Stan, Stan, send the authorities now. That's
it.
maybe a little extreme, but I mean, look, I didn't make that up. That's off TikTok.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a bit extreme.
But interesting at the same time.
Like, yeah, because like if you thought that you were in danger, I seriously doubt you would send such a vague message as
Yeah, but if Brian's watching, and I know I'm going now extreme on this, but if Brian's watching what she's sending, I mean, how are you really going to send it without it being vague?
true,
And
but
it is
like,
kind of not normal for her to say span.
Guys,
Yeah.
did you no? Did you like hear that? So did you guys know this? I'm assuming you knew this. Someone in the comments said she was murdered on the 27th. That text was sent by Brian on the 29th. No one, I don't even know what they're talking about though. But like,
There is nothing that has came out to say she was murdered. I'm reading this. I don't know who this is in the chat, but I don't know who came out and said she was murdered on the 27th. FBI has not released an exact time of death. In Wyoming State statute, they only have to put approximate times on the death certificate, not an actual like date. There was text sent on both the 27th and the 30th. 27th was the Stan text, and the 30th was the Yosemite text, no service in Yosemite, which was sent by Brian. We do believe that one was sent by Brian on Gabby's phone. Except the 27th texts were not short, because no one, the timing of what wants me to know, the timing of the text versus the timing they were saw at the restaurant on the 27th.
yeah, because they were saw at the restaurant.
In Jackson Hole, Wyoming on the 27th. So, there's that. And the person in the chat, if you know exactly, like, if you could link, I about guarantee you links are disabled in the chat. I don't know how YouTube works on that. If so, I'll, like, undelete it or whatever. I can fix it. But, let me know exactly where you got the information that she was murdered on the 27th, like your reference, because I do want to read that.
I think they were just kind of making a theory.
But now, if you're making a theory,
I don't know if it was a theory. They didn't specify.
I mean, I kind of think it was, yeah, I'm reading it. I think I kind of agree the 27th time frame, 27th, 28th, 29th. But there was
Yeah.
another, what I want to know is the text sent by Brian on the 29th. If you have anything related to that, a link related to that, let me know. Just post it in the chat. If you have our Instagram, like you can send us a message on Instagram or whatever. But I'm kind of interested in that because if so, I've not heard of that text, but I know there was one on the 27th and one on the 30th, and I might get my dates confused with that 30th one, but
Yeah, let us know if it was just a theory or like
yeah, let us know that because we like being interested. And if you guys have questions for us,
you actually.
we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
So you can type them in the chat, or like I said, if you have our Instagram, I've got my phone right here. Well, it's getting keyed out, okay, right there.
Same here.
Yeah, so we'll get those texts and as well. So, all right. So,
Actually,
yeah,
I'll just call you out right now. You're not specific. You don't have a specific name. Squirrel Master.
yeah. So, yeah, let us know if you have any of those links or anything. Um,
Yeah.
I'm reading other chats. So hang on. All right, you guys keep talking just a second, and I've got something for the end of the podcast. The end of it.
Oh no, I'm scared.
But
Oh no, I'm legitimately scared now.
no, and you know
Okay.
what? I'm the
So
one that said we wasn't
You
going off topic, but I'm the one. Oh,
oh
hey.
my gosh,
You don't
talk.
have to. Hey. I have one. Okay. The person responded.
yeah, I see.
They said no date has been released, but he was picked up hitchhiking on the 29th
Mention that.
and
All right.
told the driver that he had been camping without Gabby for a couple of days. My assumption is she died on the 27th.
All right. Well, we say Brian told them that he had been camping for a few days without her. I understand that, but what Brian said, are we going to believe everything that Brian said? So then we get to that standpoint.
Yeah.
All right.
I swear it's gonna come back that he did not do it. And Skylar, you're gonna have to do a whole apology video.
I will. I will. I will. I promise you, I will.
I'm just gonna come up to you in school and be like, "Yep."
Oh, look, if they want me to do it over the school intercom, I'll do it over the school intercom. I'll do it here on YouTube. I'll do it wherever. I'll be the first person within 5 minutes of the news being released. I'm gonna be making a video or a live stream or something. I don't care if I'm at school. Within 5 minutes of the news being released, I will be the first one to apologize. Or
You
it'll
just
be
go
that night.
to the
I'll do
bathroom
it.
and start recording and be like, "I apologize for."
But I'm at school and we have to do this quickly. Like, I will call a special podcast for that night if I need to. And if I'm the only one, I'm the only one. But,
Yeah. I think me and Adam are pretty safe.
yeah, you two are pretty safe because you guys haven't really made the assumptions I have on mine.
Yeah, I kind of keep those to myself just in case, you know.
Yeah, just in case. See, I don't I don't care if I come out and say publicly like at this point.
I just keep my mouth shut so I don't say something stupid, and then I get laughed at.
Yeah, like that one man.
And then
Mhm. All right. So anyway, but yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that I can see your theory and where it's coming, or your assumption, whatever you want to call it. I can see where that's coming from. Yeah, so I mean, obviously he drove. Yeah, he had to drive home, which takes 3 days. He arrived home on the first. So yeah, he left right around that 29th. He left that night, I think. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The 29th, I agree with the hitchhiker stuff. I agree with that. And we're trying to get a little interactive here, which I'm perfectly fine with. Don't get canceled. Yeah, let's try not to. So yeah, I agree. He arrived home the morning of the first Eastern time. So yeah, I do think she was dead on the 29th. I personally believe she was killed between the 27th and 29th. But I want in those text messages, both the 27th and the 30th. Those are two very
Do you know
interesting
what
text.
time the 27th text message was at? Like, was it at night or
I don't
in the
think
day?
there was a timing release, but Scrollmaster just said the restaurant sighting was around 2:30 Mountain Time, Wyoming. I'm
Okay.
assuming Mountain Time because that's Wyoming time. So
Yeah.
2:30.
That was the last one.
That is the last known
Okay.
sighting of her alive, which is facts.
Okay, so the restaurant was the last known sighting of her.
Yes.
So likely the text could have been made earlier at before the restaurant or after the restaurant.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing you need to. I
Yeah.
think that's what we need to connect the dots about. Was
yeah,
the text made before or after the restaurant? And if
yeah,
so,
Yeah.
how long after the restaurant? Because you have to think, they didn't have a van, according to the manager.
yeah.
So, you know,
So
it took a little bit to get back up to the park, to the van.
he could have gone really mad at her and killed her that like the 27th, like that
That
night,
night, yes.
and then set off
When no
and
one
let
would have been around to hear, trying to scream or whatever.
yeah
Oh yeah, I
and
agree. We won't be able to connect dots without phone records, and those will not be released. I don't think. I would be shocked. They won't be. They would be if Brian was alive and we were going to have a trial, but we're not going to have a trial, so we're not going to be able to see nothing.
yeah
Which I guess makes this case even more confusing and kind of makes you more angry.
yeah but he could very well killed her like that night, and then he was seen the 27th by the hitchhiker and everything.
Yeah, the 29th was the hitchhiker when he asked for a ride. That's 29th. But, yeah. So yeah, I agree. We won't be able to connect dots without phone records. Those won't be released. We're not probably gonna have a trial unless something crazy happens. 99.9% sure we won't have a trial because Brian's most likely the one that killed her, and well, he's dead. You can't have a trial for a dead person. And without a trial, they're not gonna release phone records. They would have possibly had to during the trial, depending on what phone records held evidence-wise. So, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for like the
Waiting to
apology.
see what we can. I'm waiting to see what more the attorney will say. I want to know what the attorney's going to say more of in the coming weeks. I want to know if Brian's parents won't have a funeral or anything for Brian. And, like, we have a little bit of humor to this, alright? TMZ posted this on Instagram that they won't have a funeral. This was confirmed by the Bardolino attorney, him. And Leslie Jordan, y'all probably know who that is, commented and said, "Hey, I'm going to pull this up because I want the exact comment word for word." Yeah. TMZ. This might take a minute because TMZ posts way too often. Okay, I've got to find the post. Oh, here it is. Alright, this is from Leslie Jordan. This is the comment. I mean, would anyone really attend his funeral?
I mean, like seriously though.
But
I mean, besides
it's true.
yeah. I mean, besides like family and friends, like
The Laundries aren't going to talk no matter how much money they get offered. I don't think. Personally.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so TMZ posted Brian Laundrie will not be laid to rest with the traditional funeral. This was confirmed by Berlin. What's left of his body will be cremated and held on to privately by his family. The Leslie Jordan official account This is the official account posted. I mean, would anyone really attend his funeral with a bunch of, like the shrunk emojis? I thought that was funny.
I kind of like this person in the chat.
I do
Says
too. I hope he has
family
subscribed. Yeah, he
Huh?
had no
Like
friends.
shameless self promo. Hey, since you're interested in the case, why don't you go ahead and subscribe?
Yeah. So this has
Shameless self promo right there.
yeah. And I
No,
was
wait.
saying some people could find us by searching up the Gabby Petito thing, because I did put Gabby Petito in the title. So if you dig deep in search results, you might find us. And if you have found us from that, welcome. We're 3 teenagers that do a podcast mostly Wednesday nights. So yeah, you can subscribe. We talk about this case often.
Very often.
But often talk about other things.
Isn't Brian's sister with on Gabby's family side?
She is, but she isn't. So she went grieving with the parents. The overnight grieving. She did do that with them. But she also has been the only one to talk during this whole thing in her family. And she wants Brian, come home. The stuff of, whatever. Supposedly she went to the campground with Brian that day. That they all went. And supposedly she doesn't know nothing about Gabby. Now, another theory I saw on TikTok, which could make sense, but couldn't make sense at the same. I guess could make sense, no matter if they thought Brian was going to kill himself or go to jail. They done a thing. They said, well, Cassie came with her kids and her husband to the campground where Brian's mom, Brian's dad, and they was. Could that have been for her kids to see Brian for the final time? Before he either died or went to jail? I mean, that's a TikTok theory, but...
Yeah. There's a lot of, I've seen a lot of theories about it.
So, guys.
Interesting.
Do you think it's we can leave that for them to ponder on for the rest of the day?
Sure.
Do you think we start wrapping up?
I think Skylar wants to bring the liar on and debate with him all night.
I kind of want to still bring Bertolino on and try. I'm not saying I'd even be successful. Look, we're a podcast with what? How many subscribers do they have right now? It's not going to tell me? No, I guess not. I'll check on my phone.
Okay, I'll check. Gosh. Patience. 49.
Okay, so look, we're a small podcast. We have almost 50 subscribers. Getting the attorney on would be a miracle. Whoa, Holden. You might want to calm down there. He put conspiracy theory. Skylar is the killer. He killed both and covered his tracks.
Yeah, that's why. That's like covering.
That's why I've been at school every day, almost. Besides one, but both of them was already dead when I missed.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. We'll let y'all ponder on the conspiracy
yeah, guys.
Brian saw the family trip with Brian seeing for the last time. Got done it at night. I traveled at night, but was able to get back in time for school and be perfectly able to function. All right. All right. So we'll let you ponder on that.
We're at night.
We might bring up the case next week. Who knows? Holden will be on the show next week, hopefully to discuss his races that he has Saturday.
I thought we had Daniel next week.
No, Daniel was going to be this week, and then I never gave Daniel the link, and, well, Daniel never really talked about it at school. So, we kind of didn't do Daniel. Holden was supposed to be next week. Daniel was going to be this week. But anyway, Holden, my driver, I'm his PR guy. I've got my badge right here that you cannot see because it's trying to key it out. But that's my badge for being his PR for our dress-up day at school tomorrow. Because,
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We
Fire
really appreciate
I've got my badge.
if you like and subscribe and maybe share to your friends.
Let them
That's
subscribe.
something that you don't share
Because
our podcast.
we have an all-nighter coming up when we get to 100 subscribers, and Holland is so excited about it.
We are almost halfway there.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No.
We are literally one subscriber away.
You know what? We're going to be at 100 subscribers, and then I'm going to unsubscribe, so it's at 99. So
I want to take a screenshot, and I'll just have a new Google account.
No.
Okay, Holden says he'll replace you, Holland.
No,
Holland, you don't take it as much as me and Tyler do. I can.
Hey, there is an H. Holden, H. Holden says he'll replace you, Holland.
Okay. Yeah, you can do the all-nighter for me.
But you do have to at least join us for some of it. Even if Holden replaces you. And we're still doing that New Year's stream, no matter how many subscribers we're at.
I will join like every hour for like 5 minutes, be like.
But
yeah, and then
we can
like call them. And then we can have like some people, if they want to, we can call some friends and they can come on for a little bit.
So are we doing the New Year's stream this year? When we have the New Year's? I think we should. I think that'll be fun.
No, we won't be doing it this year because New Year suggests that we're doing it next year.
No, we are doing it on New Year's Eve, so it is this year. Then it'll go into next year. We'll do the New Year's Eve has-beens party, December 31st at 9 o'clock. I just made that up off the top of my head, so timing might be changed. But it'll be...
So before we say goodbye, I noticed that I didn't say any advice. I didn't give you guys any advice at the beginning of the podcast. So today my advice is for you masculine boy people out there who are watching the podcast right now.
I'm scared.
Recognize when your girlfriend is wearing makeup. And that is all.
Yes!
Guys,
Yes!
Today, I'm Adam.
I'm Skylar.
I'm Adam.
I'm Holland.
And I'm
We'll
Skylar.